corner of the building. It's that building with like the cedar shake roof on it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and they just redid it, and it's really nice. So it just worked out.
New things are happening. You gotta change the camera in there. You can't see your guests on the other side. Finally washed my car yesterday. God, I haven't had time to even wash the car. I mean, it's everything, Beverly.
Are you a real estate professional? Would you like to work with a solid team of people who have professional careers in real estate and are outlisting and outselling most of the competition? You can put your real estate career in high gear now. Let me introduce you to Mr. John King with Remax Crown Realty. He's a broker among brokers with a long history of integrity and honesty. Plus, you'll get the best commission split and support you can count on. He's known for creating a team like family that works together. Find out more. Contact Mr. John King at Remax Crown Realty in Vero Beach. 772-589-3054. 772-589-3054. Hello, this is Gary.
Somebody from Ruby and Ruby is trying to set up a one-on-one with you. Oh, great.
Well, some people make changes higher and out of town lawyers.
Sabrina?
People want a working relationship with their attorneys. They choose to offer our clients often stop by to see us on a Friday afternoon, or see us out at the grocery store, hardware store, or even local restaurants here in Vero Beach. We believe that accessibility leads to accountability. We are a local, full-service law firm. We're actively involved in our community. We look forward to protecting your rights. Should you have any legal questions, please call the law firm or email me at 778-5400. Visit our website at rooneylaw.com. If someone in my family was diagnosed with skin cancer, I wouldn't care how nice the building looked or what was being said the cure for you
Play
and
a
your
song
loved
with
ones.
us. Hold on.
Come to Treasure Coast Dermatology based on our image alone.
Specializing in the treatment of skin cancer. Board certified dermatologists. Treasure Coast Dermatology.
Let's go.
Okay, Danny moved over to the other mic. I don't suffer from insanity. I enjoy every second of it. He is Danny Howes, is my guest. He's just walked into the studio. How you doing, Danny Howes?
Doing great.
Good. Danny has a show here every Thursday from 10:30 to 11, and which is obviously completely different than my show. All the facts, nothing but the facts.
Yep.
The numbers, nothing but the numbers. So, anyway, how long have you been doing this financial thing? You became a CPA how many years ago?
Well, rounding out about 10 years now.
10 years?
Yeah, in the business, yep.
Yeah, and you have always had a penchant for numbers?
Yep.
Now, you're a young guy. How old are you?
40, just turned 40 on the 24th of January.
I can remember when I was working with Norman Vincent Peale's people up in Paulding, New York.
I just read his book again for the fourth time. Positive Power Thinking.
No, you did?
Yeah.
Eric Feldman. Well, he was the guy over there. I remember Eric Feldman told me. Eric Feldman was in charge, and we were doing some business about my motivational music that I write. And he said, well, I went and I think we were both 30 or 31 at the time. So I can't wait till I'm 40. Boy, what do you want to push it for? Because he was in business, and he said, because when you turn 40, they start to treat you with more respect. You know, I walk in now to a bank and I say, okay, I want to borrow $3 million. They say, oh, please have a seat, Mr. Palmer. Can we get you some lobster and steak and a coffee?
Right.
You know, so because they want to get people in debt to them for lots of money, so they can, make lots of money off of the money.
Yeah.
So a guy your age, like you have some nice gray coming in your hair.
Yeah.
Women are like that. You always get the crisp white shirt on. You got the look, and you got the glasses, and
Like these are fake. I really don't need them.
And
these are great highlights.
Yeah, great highlights. Well, actually, the other day I saw this woman speaking somewhere, and she's 31 or 32, prematurely gray.
Mm.
And I couldn't tell her because I just met her.
Right.
It was someone who I asked to come on my show. But she looked really pretty with premature gray hair. She had long flowing hair, and it was gray. I don't know, maybe I'm getting weird because I'm getting older, but it's just like I would rather see intellect, intelligence, and wisdom on a woman than baby fat.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And she was only 31, which is a baby for me. I mean, that's half my age. But that flowing gray hair, but of course I couldn't tell her because you can't go straight to the door. Is she trying to hit on me? No, lady, you're married and you have 3 children. I'm not going to hit on you. But I would have liked to have told her that, So anyway, she'll come in and do the show. May I get to know her? I can tell her sometime. But so that gray in your hair, it's like when you're flying in a plane. I like to look up and I want to see that the pilot, That's why those puddle jumpers. You ever take one of those puddle jumpers?
Yeah.
You go from the big jet. Well, okay now. Nice to see you here in Boston. Now you're going to take a puddle jumper up to Bahama, or you're going to go over to Maine. Anyway, so Augusta. I remember being this, and you look up front and you go, no gray hair. That kid looks like he's still in high school, and he's got our lives in his hands.
I was like Megan and I. We went to Tahiti for our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And you go from island to island, and you can really only get to those islands either by boat or by like the little duck planes,
Yeah.
Seaplanes. And when we got to that stage, and you're looking at the people flying these things, Hawaiian shirts and shorts and flip flops. It's just a different feeling.
Yeah. That guy's gonna fly. He hasn't shaved in 3 days.
But we're going over water. But,
and he takes a sip of his morning brew.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
A little bit of rum. Pick the edge off.
I do it every day. Yeah.
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 No, I was working for a firm one time, and we had people, that would during tax season, bless you,
Thank you.
where they would, we had inputters where they would do like a pre-interview with the client before they came in and see me to finish things up with their tax return. And we had this new couple that came in, and they sat down with this young gentleman, and he put together all the paperwork and started the tax return, and then he brought them in to me. And they came in, they sat down, and the door closed, and oh, thank God. I was like, what? Is there something wrong? She's like, no, gray. We needed to see a little bit of gray.
Yeah, really.
Like, well,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
thanks.
Well, it's because you're going to trust your money with somebody.
Yeah.
Now, wait a second. You said something very interesting. Where, by the way, in case you just tuned in, we're talking with Danny Howes, and he has a show on here all about finances. It's called Financial Pulse. Every Thursday from 10:30 to 11. And very soon we'll be reading your articles.
Yeah.
In Vero's Voice magazine, the upscale magazine of choice.
Yeah, we're excited.
And so are we to have you. So you said you read The Power of Positive Thinking. Now, I'll tell you my story so you can reciprocate and tell me yours. I remember being, believe it or not, painfully shy, reticent,
Really?
diffident at the age of 20. Oh, yeah. I mean, we'd go to the dorm rooms where we have a party at somebody's apartment, and there'd be 8 people there, and I'd be staring at my sneakers,
Yeah.
And I remember there was this one young, good-looking guy, and he was already being used to go out and play golf for some GE or some corporation there to hobnob and just entertain people, and was paid money for us. I remember thinking, well, I wish I had a personality, I'll never be able to do that. Well, anyway, so I go into a drugstore, and they had one of those books for sale, the thing you can twirl around, with display. And this book was there, Power of Positive Thinking. It was red. And up in the corner it had a little sign that said, read this book and change your life.
Yep.
Yeah. You too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Started reading it, highlighted it, underlined it, highlighted it again, reread it. You read it 4 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have it on Audible on my phone too. So, like, anytime I just need a little bit extra encouragement, I just pop it on the Audible and I listen to a chapter or two. And it's amazing. And it's in his voice.
Oh, come on.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Listen to this. Now, see if I've got it right. Now, I met him. He had me into his office years ago. And we're talking about speaking and stuff. He says, just go out and love the people, Rhett. Just go out and love the people. Does that sound like him?
Yeah.
That's how he was, right in his office. And it's like really cool. For my, I don't know, it was 25th birthday. I think it was 20th. I don't know. I forget. It was somewhere in my 20s. And I said, I'm going to go down to New York City, take the train. And I stayed at the Summit at 51st and Lexington. And then I walked down Fifth Avenue to the Marble Collegiate Church. And I went to see him for my birthday, my gift to myself. And so I always said when I read the book, I want to meet this man someday. I want to meet this man someday. I want to meet this man. And I'll get in the church and I look over. I remember sitting on the far right side, and they have those kind of like those Baptist pews,
Mm-hmm.
the white with the brown bottoms, but the all wood,
Yeah.
a little uncomfortable on the butt after a while.
Yeah, I grew up in the Baptist church.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So anyway, so here's this guy, people different speaking. There's this old guy sitting there. I thought, oh my word, I'm here too late. He's old. He was 84. That used to be old to me. I mean, he was really old. And then when it came time for him to speak, he stood up and spoke with such clarity of mind. And I used to sing positive thinking songs at business conventions. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Songs like, attitude can change your latitude, can change your life. Hey, old friend, you got the blues again. You're feeling low. Get on your feet. Get off your seat. Get on the go. Attitude can change your latitude. Anyway, and then songs like this, like, because we all need encouragement. I believe in you. No matter what you choose to do, I see you fly over mountains high. I believe in you. and songs of encouragement. So anyway, I go to see Norman Vincent Peale, and figure it's my birthday, so everybody's leaving the church. Most people are, and I go and I say, "Hey, I'd like to meet Dr. Peale," and they say, "Oh, we're sorry, he's all booked up. He's been for months." Oh, okay. It's my birthday. I wanted to meet him. They said, "Hold on a second." So apparently there's some conversations going on. That's all of a sudden they come up, they whisk me under the arms, and they take me down this long hallway, and it has all these pictures on both sides, and they're beautifully gold framed, and most of them black and white, with Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, all these famous people, And they whisked me into his office, and I was so preoccupied with him, focused on him, I don't remember what the office looked like. And I said, "Dr. Peale, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. I read your book. It changed my life, the power of positive thinking."
Yep.
And I said, I sing songs for business conventions. I sing positive thinking songs, And he says, "Well, surely the good Lord has had his hand in this day, because he spoke about positive thinking with music, using music as a tool to motivate yourself." He said, "In 80 years, I've never used a theme of talking about music as a motivational tool." What a coincidence, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So why did you pick up the book? Were you shy?
No, I wasn't shy. I think I was at a point where I was just going through some trials, some struggles, and noticed. I don't know if you, I think everybody goes through this. You wake up one day and you're like, I don't feel resilient today. And it's as you get older, life experience you get beat up a little bit, and
Where's that sound effect, Mr. B? The one goes.
and I'm like, my mind isn't right. I need something, and so I heard about the book, so I bought the book and I just read it, and I was like, this is so simple, so clean, so fresh, and
Some people consider Pollyanna, but
well, if you look at all the gurus, Tony Robbins, Joyce Meyer,
Yes.
Joel Osteen, all these people, and what was really interesting is this book was before all of that.
Yeah.
But so much of this newer stuff is just almost like a spin. There's movies like The Secret and all those different things, but really at the end of the day, truth is truth. And if you have enough truth and enough inventory in your mind and your heart to deal with those tough situations, it just subconsciously comes out and makes your life better.
It affects you. Who you hang out with and what you put in your brain. And if you're young and you listen to these tapes or CDs or DVDs or whatever, well, I got this thing down now. And you go back and you don't think you're going to put on one of those old CDs or get on YouTube and watch one of these motivational people. The really good ones really do have something to say.
Yeah.
Like the presumptive sale. What's the presumptive? Don't ask people if you're a waiter or waitress if you want dessert. Don't ask at all. Show up with that tray.
Yeah.
And say, well, we have this, and this. Which one would you want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll take the brownie with the ice cream and the hot fudge.
That sounds amazing right now.
Yeah, it doesn't.
A little coffee.
Yeah, that's good. Lunch at the Ocean Grill, Get that thing with that hard. They have a dessert over there at the Ocean Grill where they have this hard, crusty, what's it called? Like meringue.
Meringue.
They make the meringue and then it gets hard, and then they put scoops of ice cream on it with hot fudge, caramel, whatever sauce you want to eat. It's enough really for two people, perhaps four if they each want to eat lightly. You can share. It's a big bowl. I mean, this thing's huge at the Ocean Grill.
My daughter had fried ice cream for the first time the other day.
How do you fry ice cream?
I don't know. Well, it's like a pastry wrapped around ice cream, and they do it real quick so that the ice cream is still cold, but there's like a crispy pastry around it. It's actually
hot?
pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's warm, yeah.
Really?
With drizzled chocolate. We were at like some Japanese place, but
Yeah.
they do it at Mexican restaurants too.
Yeah. Have you been up to the New Mexican restaurant here? Jalisco?
No, it's good.
I'd like to get them as a sponsor, but they don't really need it. They're so dang booked up.
Yeah, every time I drive by there,
It's good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Business is going good everywhere.
Do you think so? And how do you think Trump's going to affect this? All for the better?
Well, like we talk about on the Financial Pulse, he's a disruptor. So While me personally, I feel like there's a lot of great things that are going to come out of this for our country, mid to long term. But whenever you have disruption, you have uncertainty in the market. That's when there's going to be opportunities, but there's also going to be inherent dangers. I mean, look at the repeal and replace Obamacare, for example. We talked about this on the show.
That's scary for all of us.
Scary for all of us, but even though the Dow in this honeymooning the market since he was elected has been great, there are sectors of this economy that are going to be hurt. I mean, think about how many billions of dollars were spent on the Affordable Care Act just to get prepared for it. All these companies, drug companies, health insurance companies, hospitals, doctors' offices, they had to retrofit all of their systems around Affordable Care Act. Now,
I'm yawning just thinking about it.
And now they're going to have to spend billions more complying with whatever it is going to be that they change it or whatever the new thing's going to be. So that inevitably is going to cause a lot of disruption in that sector of the economy. Look at trade and look at some of these globalized companies. It's just you have to really watch your money. It's no longer one of those things back in the old days where you just set it, forget it. It's a long-term game. It doesn't work like that. The velocity of money in this world today is so fast, and with somebody like this in office that's really shaking things up, now more than ever, people really need to
is that why
take control.
Is that why you read The Power of Positive Thinking again?
No, well, we had the
Trump will be good.
Trump
will be good. Trump will be good for our economy. Trump will be good for our economy.
Yeah. Well, the accident, we talked about it on the show that my daughter went through, where it was basically a near-death experience, watching your daughter on.
She was on a horse, right?
Yeah, she was on a horse, and she ended up being life-flighted to Children's Hospital and ICU for almost a week, and just lots of different things, so you always have to have a compass to just kind of recenter you, so you make sure.
Did she have a near-death?
Yeah.
Did she say she saw anything?
No. I don't mean like a near-death experience, but
yeah.
She was.
I know you all were shook up, and we had a whole bunch of people praying.
Yeah.
Isn't that great that people are willing to do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, complete straight. I broke my heart when Barbara had cancer, and it just amazed me. Hundreds and hundreds of people locally and throughout the United States that said they were praying. Just tears you up. It's like,
it's overwhelming.
A moment of kindness at a desperate, dark time,
Mm-hmm.
So how did the power of positive thinking change your life?
I don't know if it was changed my life as much as it did just help realign. There's lots of deposits that are put into your life as you're growing up, good and bad, and when you're young, you're invincible, right? And then as you get older and older, and you watch people die and you go through bad experiences, and you realize I'm not so invincible anymore. But we are in certain ways. We are invincible. We have an incredible power within us to accomplish incredible things.
I wonder how come some people accomplish so much. Like, who's the guy that owns Virgin Airlines?
Oh, Richard Branson. Yeah.
Yeah, I read a book by him recently. He has 10 companies that each make over $1 billion each.
Yeah.
I just want one that makes a third of $1 billion. I'd be okay with 10% of $1 billion. That's $100 million a year.
Right.
That's all I want. I have these waves of inferiority. What about me? Can you help me?
Well,
and we're on this beach. It's embarrassing. You're with somebody, like I'm sitting there watching a ball game here, and the guy next to me goes, "Yeah, we're going to make 200 million," and they did. The next year, I won't tell you the details, but I'm sitting with these guys, thinking, "What am I doing with Mr. DeVosta and this other guy?" And there's 3 seats, and I got one of them. So it's like, do they not know that I'm just a talk show host? And it's like, what? They said, yeah, we're going to make 200 million next year, blah, 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 blah. And they made it.
Yeah.
The Financial Pulse, when?
Every Thursday, 10:30 a.m.
With Danny Howes.
Yep.
This is the mayor. We got to take a break for the news. We'll see you on the other side of the news, folks.
Good morning. This is Mr. Ron with the Rhett Live Show. Today's show is sponsored by
Half hour, just like that.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. You got enough to talk about for another half an hour, or should I play best of? Probably have to get going on it.
Plains.dental.arts.com or just give them a call 231-6004. That's 231-6004.
Trying to get a sign on my building.
Basic to dental implants. Call Dr. Plain and his friendly
It's,
staff.
I don't know how people stay in business sometimes.
That's Dr. Alex Plains.
You know what I'm saying? I work so hard. Like,
Well,
to
what
stay in
happened?
business.
What's happened?
It's just simple things, you know, like when you're hiring services and things to be done. It just blows my mind